Hands up if you've seen the film Pirates of the Caribbean. You all seen that film? Well, you may recognise that the ship on your right hand side has nothing to do with that film whatsoever. It's just a really good film and that ship reminds me of it. That is actually an exact working replica of Sir Francis Drake's ship the Golden Hind. He was the first Englishman to circumnavigate the world, and that ship has followed in his footsteps. It's actually been around the world twice. Now the last bridge that we're going to pass under on our way down to the tower is one of the most famous bridges on the river, and it is the one that we all sing about, which is of course London Bridge. This is the fourth London Bridge to stand on this site in nearly 2,000 years. The first one was a wooden bridge built by the Romans, and that burnt down. And as you probably gathered from the nursery rhyme, most of the others fell down. But one, however, have we got any Americans on board? One, however, for the Americans aboard the boat, was sinking into the Thames mud. So they took it down piece by piece, and they shipped it out to a place called Lake Havasu in the Arizona desert, where it now stands as a tourist attraction. Has anyone seen the bridge? No one's. Has anyone heard the story about the bridge? I'll tell you the story. It was bought by a very wealthy American man called Mr. John McCulloch for £1 million. And he thought that he had a bargain getting London Bridge for £1 million. He made that very common mistake. He truly believed that he was buying Tower Bridge. And you can imagine his face when he opened the box, can't you? But that's another story for another day. On the left now, the shiny blue glass building is the headquarters and training grounds of the London Apprentice Window Cleaning Society. Just making sure you're all still listening. It's not really, of course, it's the head office for the Daily Mail newspaper, but I'm sure that it could be. The building next to that, a bit more historical, the yellow brick building, is the old Billingsgate Fish Market. And there's been a fish market trading on that site for nearly 600 years. The only fish that you'll see today, though, are the two that stand on the top as weather vanes. The new fish market is down on the Isle of Dogs. A very famous Hollywood actor called Michael Caine used to work in Billingsgate as a fish porter. Did you know that? Well, you know that now, yeah. Now, on the right-hand side, the one closest to the shore, is the HMS Belfast. She was built in the same shipyard as the Titanic, which was the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. She last saw action throughout the Korean campaign. That's where she last fired her guns in anger. Not this one, the one on the other side. This one here, this is just visiting for a few days. This is a real Navy ship and it still works today. It's just there on a courtesy visit, really. Look, you can see the soldier up there, little action man. Look. A nice ship though. I don't really know too much about it. It's obviously Brazilian, that's all I can tell you, because it's called the Brazil. Quite simple. Now don't worry about getting a photo of Tower Bridge. We'll take you all up there and we'll turn the boat side on so you can all get a nice photo. I'll tell you about the bridge in a second, but just coming up on your right, we've got the round glass building. And that round glass building is the Mayor of London, Boris Johnson's office. That's where he works every day. Well, that's where he turns up to work every day. I don't know how much work he does. But that building cost £25 million. 20 million went on the construction of the building, and the government paid a company £5 million to think of a name for that building. It's a true story. Well, it took them 4 years and £5 million later, and the name that they eventually came up with, very adventurous, City Hall, for £5 million. I wonder why people are rioting. Now, like I said, I'll tell you a bit about Tower Bridge. It was built in 1894, and it was built in the Gothic style, to blend in with the surroundings of the Tower of London. It's not actually as old as it looks. Now, as a few of you may know,